Good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Wherever you are in the day, welcome to the live stream. Kind of just decided to hop on a live stream on a whim, guys. Yeah, let's see how many people we get here on Sunday evening. Yeah, I'm gonna try Genshin Impact this time. Cyberpunk just makes my computer lag too much. This one seems to be not too bad so far. So pretty cool. I might just use this more if this works. Hello everyone. Glad you tuned in. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play and wait for more people to show up before we discuss our plans. Yeah, how is this game? Oh, 9 people already. Okay, we have 2 roses in the live chat. Nice. Welcome. Cool. Yeah, so I've been thinking about something, guys. Okay, let me figure this out first. This is my first time really like streaming and actually playing seriously, guys. Typically I just stream and don't really care, but I just started this game, so I kind of need to. So yeah, I'm still getting used to this. Anyways, as the title of the stream suggests, recently we started a Discord community. Yeah, we got quite a lot of good members there. You know, we've built quite a nice, decent community of folks. Something that's kind of surprised me recently, which is our community actually really wants to figure out some solutions. You know, we're living in a really fucked up world. There's no doubt about it. Like, economy, jobs are really pointless. They don't pay enough. It's just, you know, a bleak non-future. You know, AI is probably going to take all our jobs. So, now when I started this channel, I thought, you know, you guys just wanted to complain, right? Which is okay. It's perfectly fine, because as I always say, Kidlin's law is, as soon as you can clearly write down and define a problem, you are already halfway towards solving it, right? And you guys are typically, what, like 18 to 25-ish, most of my viewer base, so it's normal for you to complain without really looking for solutions, because as one individual 18 to 25-year-old, I mean, what can you really do solutions-wise? I mean, you gonna go out and fix the government yourself? Like, you gonna, I don't know, start a massive company, a massive fundraiser, and change the world? I mean, you know, it's not easy to just make solutions. But what I did realize is, what we don't necessarily have with, you know, money and power, we have in strength and numbers right now. And we've built a community that really wants to find solutions. So a couple of ideas I've heard. We can make AI CEOs, right? Like, China just came out with this DeepSeek AI that's totally open source, meaning anyone can review the code and modify it. A lot of you out there know coding because you guys went to college for computer science and were lied to about society, from society and your asshole boomer parents, that this degree was going to pay off in the end. And of course, it never really did. So, but you can still use the skill if you, you know, take a look at DeepSeek and modify the AI, the open source AI, and we create an AI CEO. We start our own business, right? The AI CEO can give us recommendations, ideas on how to run and start a business. And unlike real CEOs, they don't eat up a bunch of capital at the top, right? So that's one potential solution. Another guy was saying we could, let me answer a few questions first. Hi, dude, I'm also a gamer, but I like military. I mainly play single players. I like combat stuff. I'm still unemployed. I'm gonna have to work soon. I'm nervous I'm 19, about to be 20 in May. Growing up is, I guess you mean scary. Yeah, scary as heck. Dude, you're still so young, like 19 to 20. In my opinion, I understand if you're feeling, you know, anxious about this. It's really unfair that they expect young people to like have a career by 20 in this economy right now. Like, in my opinion, I mean, I don't think you should be forced to work at all, but like, if society wanted to like change the age where you're expected to have a career to 25, I would say that's reasonable. Like, not ideal, but reasonable. But yeah, it's just such bullshit. You're expected to figure it all out by 18, 19, man. I'm sorry to hear that. So what are you gonna do? Let me know. Like, what are you planning to try to get work as? Another solution a guy brought up in our Discord. By the way, join the Discord. It's a great community. It's what inspired me to just hop on this live stream on a whim, by the way. We have a tremendous community of people who are looking to help each other out. One guy from Bulgaria in our stream was saying, hey, I have I have a house here with 3 free rooms. If anyone wants to, travel abroad for a bit, feel free. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we need to see more of in our community, So yeah, we can build this community and help each other out. And as I was saying, even though the world doesn't give a shit about us young people, no one's going to look out for us, not even our parents. We can look out for each other. We can give a shit about each other. That might just be my new model. Like, instead of dog shit wages, I might just start a new motto of, let's give a shit about each other, as young people. Let me know how that sounds. Okay. Let's say, for example, I want to work abroad but also travel a lot. What options do I have? Great question. Go to workaway.info right now. Okay, I'm telling you, you can even hop off the live stream for a bit. Go to workaway.info. You can volunteer overseas. You can find a bunch of volunteer opportunities for chill, 5-hour per day work in like a cheap hostel overseas. Go look in Albania if you're a US citizen. Find a volunteer opportunity. They give you free accommodation, free food even in some cases. You get to work part-time. In the States, you're going to be working full-time not to be able to pay rent anyways, right? So yeah, start volunteering. Go to Workaway, find some opportunities, apply. I promise you it's so much easier to get a volunteer opportunity than a traditional job these days. And yeah, just take it from there. Okay. He didn't even begin his career till he was 30 and he's literally God. I don't know if you're talking about me. If you're talking about me, that's definitely true. I still haven't started my career even today, if I'm being fully honest. I mean, this YouTube channel is going well, I would say, given how long we've had it for. Only 6 months we've had this channel. We're already at almost 7K subscribers. So, really appreciate you guys for that. But just, let's say even this thing works out. Like at 34, I kind of just figured out what I want to do in life. So definitely don't feel like, you're too far behind if at 20 you don't know what you want to do yet. I mean, your parents might try to make you feel like shit for it, but they grew up in a different time. They're not going to understand the modern world. The world they grew up in, any bonehead could get a factory job at 15 and, make a decent wage. Like, that world is long gone. It's time for the expectation for, young people to get a job at 18 to be gone as well. The economy has totally changed. We're not living in that world anymore. I'm almost 27 and don't have it all figured out yet. Dude, I'm 34. I still don't have it figured out yet. Did the 9 to 5, 40 hours a week grind and it got me nowhere. It never will get you anywhere. That's the point. That's why we're all here, right? Because we realized, yeah, it doesn't get you anywhere. It never will get you anywhere. It's all a bunch of lies. I'm not going to rag on this too much. If you guys need to know my opinion on 9 to 5 jobs by now, go watch any of the 200 videos I've made about this subject. It won't get you anywhere. So the only options you have are start your own business, move abroad, live in a van, do something to embrace minimalism. And I'm going to make a video about this soon, guys. Embrace minimalism. Okay? Anyways, what I wanted to ask you guys, I need your guys' help because, Jordan Peterson said, you first have to learn to take care of yourself, right? Once you learn to get your own act together, then you can expand it to your community, then to your family, then your community. My family's, a bunch of boomers. They don't really need my help. But we need to all help each other, right? So, I'm just going to skip the family part and head straight to community, I guess. So I finally at 34 figured out, got my own act together in my life, kinda. And now I'm at a point where it's like, I want to extend this out to the community, build something for the community. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, what are your guys' suggestions on how we can do that? You know, can we maybe like help work together? Like, I don't know, should we start our own cities and grow our own food or something? I mean, I'm open to any and all suggestions at this point. This modern system, this modern society, it just isn't working for 99% of us. We all know that. You know, so what do we do? Do we build our own cities? Do we start a parallel society? Your channel is so helpful. Yours is my favorite channel on YouTube. Thank you, thank you. I definitely want solutions and to figure it out. No one else seems to care or have any ideas. You know, I've heard this a lot. Like, I've heard that, like, I'm kind of the only channel that's supportive of Gen Z. And, you know, everyone else are just these stupid asshole boomers and companies that want to exploit you. Yeah, I'm not gonna, don't have to rag on that too much. Again, if you want to see me shit on boomers and corporations, watch any of the 200 videos I've posted. Women are alright. Really? Really? I mean, any women in the chat, do you feel alright? This is how I feel about the situation. This is why I kind of like used to be in that weird stage where I was in that red pill Jordan Peterson, you know, somewhat like anti-SJW phase. You know what, guys? Yeah, like the hottest girls, the super attractive girls, yeah, you know, they can start an OnlyFans, become a millionaire overnight, and have an easy life, sure. But you know, it's like good-looking guys are gonna have an easy life as well. Like that just like I'm not sure if the average girl, you know, or you know, a below average girl has it that easy. I'm really not sure about that. Any women out there watching, feel free to chime in. But I think we need to work together. You know, I think like this whole gender wars trying to separate us is kind of what's holding us back as a community. And they're doing it on purpose, you know. The more we argue with each other, the less time, the more distracted we are from how bullshit the system of modern slavery that they're trying to trap us in are. Women are not our allies, man. Come on. Well, maybe not, but whatever. I mean, there's okay, let's assume that to be the case. What's the point of wasting a bunch of time hating them, you know? Like, what's the point? It doesn't help you, doesn't find any solution. What do you think of Angry Guy? Massive hypocrite. I've made a video on him. Like, he says modern jobs are BS, society should collapse, etc., so on and so forth, right? He says all this stuff, which is what Gen Z agrees with. You know, Gen Z doesn't want to work because they see modern jobs are BS as fuck. Okay, so he knows this, and he still shits on Gen Z, even though Gen Z literally agrees with all of his viewpoints. And I think, you know, with him, it was just like, there was a time where it was trendy to shit on Gen Z to get views, and he rode that wave, but you know, now that it's expired, he's just quickly becoming irrelevant. Yeah. It's not men versus women, it's us plus them versus the problem. Yes, that's what I keep trying to tell you guys. Like, the more we waste time, you know, bickering amongst each other, the more they distract us from all the bullshit they're doing. Okay, I think I'm gonna play Genshin right now. This game is way more easier to run than Cyberpunk on my computer, so I'll probably do this from now on live streams. Split, divide, waste enough time, people will drop dead of exhaustion, depression, trauma, bonding. Exactly. Yeah, not hating them, just focusing on our energy, supporting. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's do that. Yeah, local lightning, 100%, dude. Welcome to the chat, Miss K. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read Max Stirner yet. I've been meaning to get around to it, but I have so many video projects I'm trying to like pump out right now. Are you playing? But yeah, I promise. Probably this week I'll get a chance to take a look at it. Are you playing in real time? Yes, I am. I'm also reading the chat and multitasking. So if I'm not playing at a super fast pace, that's why. We need a political movement as feminism to make changes for us men. You know, feminism can actually be pretty good for men. It's just like what you guys don't understand, you need to, like, modern women are not feminism, right? Like, a lot of modern women are entitled. I'll grant you that. But, like, if you actually read up on what feminism is just liberating both men and women from gender roles. In theory, okay, that's what, in theory, it should be about. Now, has it actually become that? No. Like, what it's actually become, it's liberated women from traditional gender roles, but, men are still expected to fulfill traditional male gender roles. But, like, if we managed to push feminism, what it is in theory and not what it is in reality and in practice, and go to the actual principles of everyone, men included, being freed from traditional gender roles, dude, like, working is a male traditional gender role. Like, we're still expected to work and break our back sweating at a BS 9 to 5 because of traditional male gender roles. So if we're freed from that, that's the best thing that can happen to us. I think every guy here would agree. Like, if we just did a role reversal, if women stopped, demanding that we get a job, and, because if they want to get a job, right, that's fine. They don't want to be held down to traditional female gender roles. They should free us from traditional male gender roles. We shouldn't be expected to work anymore, right? So yeah, it can actually be incredibly liberating for us if you actually know what it is. But I get in real life, that isn't what actually happens. How did we get into this conversation? I was not expecting this. If everyone just came to Christ, we wouldn't have to worry about this. I mean, maybe. Speaking of Cyberpunk, kind of hyped for the new Netflix show, low-key. Oh my god, the first season was so good. Man, that was so well made. Like, the storyline, everything. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but god, was it emotional. Like, god, will it make, like, a grown man cry. And rightfully so. It's way better than, 99% of the garbage Cyberpunk puts out. I'll tell you that much. Okay, go to the location designated by Amber. Let me do this real quick. Feminism was never meant to help men be men. It was meant to help women be men. I think it was meant to help men be men. I mean, to free men from traditional gender roles too, but, like, I blame the right and the left equally for that. There's, like, all these right-wing grifters convinced men that returning to traditional gender roles and being slaves, breaking your backs for corporations was going to be the answer. We need to move beyond both the left and right. This is what I keep saying. Edge runners revive the game. Oh, yeah. Hey, maybe we can have a conversation about edge runners. Demonizing of one group is the beginning of systemic culling. Right art and left are the same. Exactly. Same size of the same. Oh, shit. I actually have to fight this guy. I just realized. Okay. Does she have an arrow or does she have... Here's a strong female character. Look at this. Look at that shit. Okay. Cool. See? If you get a girl like that, you won't have to work, guys. I mean, that's the best possible outcome for all of us who are sick of this BS 9 to 5, right? Like, if women want to work so much, I say let them. It's, I don't see why they think it's empowering because, to me, the least empowering, like, most enslaving thing ever was a 9 to 5 job. But if they want to think it's empowering, let them. What the hell am I supposed to do? Okay, whatever. Okay, let's see. Bro has a beautiful voice. In Canada, Trudeau gave people a carbon tax and a rain tax. I heard about this. I heard, like, God, the Canadian government won't even let you collect your own rainwater now without getting into trouble. How dystopian is this? This is what I keep saying, guys. We literally have it worse than slaves and peasants right now, and cavemen. Because, like, at least, cavemen could legit live in a cave for free. Like, they did not have to pay in a cave. You, on the other hand, you have to pay $2,000 per rent to rent a small bullshit studio apartment. They got to live in a spacious cave for free. Didn't have to pay taxes, didn't have to pay rent, didn't have to do any of this shit. Okay, 10,000 years of technological advancement later, we're living in a smaller space and have to work way more to live there. And these fucking delusional old fucks have the nerve to be like, you kids have it so easy today. You have it better than anyone in human history. Just be honest, you didn't actually research human history when you made that statement. Because if you did, you would know that's far from the case. Talked about this in many videos too. Living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, I know. Yeah, in the Bible, it teaches us to work with our hands as men and for women to work at home and around the house. I mean, do you think that's the solution? I don't know. Like, I think both genders just need to, like, band together and, you know, fight against corporations. Like, that's who we're ultimately fighting against here. Also, hunter-gatherers were reliant of each other. Men and women needed each other and supported each other and loved each other. Yeah, which is something we don't have today, you know. This is what I keep telling people. Like, life was simpler before. Community bonding was easier. It was way less complicated. And here's something. I'm working on this video idea, but I'm going to tell you this, guys. No one from any previous era, I don't care if it was World War II, I don't care if it was medieval ages, I don't care if it was cavemen, none of them would survive the modern world. Like, if you took a medieval peasant, all right, and you transported him into the modern world recently, and he has to even, you know, he has to get a job, he has to, you know, figure out how to survive in the modern world. First of all, he wouldn't even know how to boot up a computer or use a computer to type up a resume. So he wouldn't be able to get a job. He'd instantly go homeless. If by some miracle someone decided to help him out and give him a job, he wouldn't know how to operate a car, and he would crash 50 times before he even made it to work. You know, same goes for cavemen, right? No one in any other era would survive the bullshit Gen Z has to put up with today. That is a fact. Fight against these corporations and gain community and resilience. Yeah, I don't want to be used by my employer, nor do I think I can be a trad husband. This is what I'm saying. Both genders band together. Exactly. Yeah, like, goddamn, guys, like, corporations are our enemy here, you know, of both of us. You know, well, what are we fighting against each other for? And I mean, okay, let's say, like, you young Gen Z chads out there, okay? I hear you guys, all right? I mean, I know you guys grew up with all this bullshit feminism being shoved down your throat. Not real feminism, more like, you know, the hypocritical modern feminism. You were born, you know, told, like, you were evil, you were always bad. So I get it, and I went through that phase as well. But, like, let's say all you Gen Z chads out there, right? Because I have faith in you young guys now. Like, you guys are so smart, resourceful. You see the BS world for what it is. I have a lot of faith one day you're going to be able to create your own new world, your own parallel society, and it's going to be a utopia. When you do that, please just save a spot for me, because I know, you know, there's no way in hell it can be open borders. Please save a spot for me. That's all I request. But, okay, when you guys create that hypothetical utopia, how are you going to sustain it if all of you just, you know, continue to not want to include any women at all? Like, what? Are you all going to just die after one generation? You're never going to reproduce? You're going to have, like, 30 years of an incredible utopia, and then it's just going to collapse because of no new babies being born. I mean, you could do that. I mean, you could just say, you know, I'd rather just enjoy the 60 years or whatever, you know, we have left of our life. I wouldn't blame you, but, you know, yeah, I guess we could do, you know, let's do 60 years of a utopia and just not have any women there, and the whole thing collapses when we all die, but hey, at least we enjoyed our lives until then. I mean, I guess you could do that if you want, but, like, you know, if we all work together, we could actually sustain that, you know what I'm saying? We will make robo-waifus. Okay, that's fine, but still, are you good? Oh, okay, and you're gonna gene edit, I guess. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. Let me read some more comments. If I got married, I wouldn't be my husband wanting to work at I wouldn't want my husband to be at work 5 days a week, never getting to unwind because 2 days isn't enough. I'd want to get time to actually spend together. Yeah, totally, especially if you have kids. You see, okay, the right wing and a lot of young men these days blame the left for, the fact that a lot of us grew up either without a father or without a good father in our lives. I'm one of those people. But I'm here to tell you the right and traditional masculinity is equally as responsible for why we don't. Okay, I'm going to do something random here and just jump in the water. I don't know why, I just feel like it. The right is equally as responsible for us not growing up with dads, because so many of our father's generation, they were just taught that, being a man is about working and making money. That's it. Like, it doesn't even matter if you don't even spend that much time with your kids. So long as you're at work, making money, being a human ATM machine, pumping money into this GDP and economy, it's okay to not spend that much time with your kid, And I think that's bullshit. I think, if I ever become a dad, if any of you ever become fathers out there, like, being the father for your kid is equally, if not more important than your work. Like, looking back on it, I would have much rather, like, my dad work less and us have less material possessions, but him actually be there and be a good dad than, constantly working, constantly coming home pissed off, but hey, at least I'm making money. Let's see. Here in Eastern Bloc, both of my grandparents had to work. Grandma as an accountant, grandma as a radio operator. They took care of kid, which was your mother, and house together. Post World War II required that. Yeah. For some context, they were going on vacation. When they were going to vacations, State Building was an apartment block nearby, just starting. They returned after 3 weeks. It was pretty much ready. Because so many people called me communist, I did some research on how communist countries actually functioned. I can't say I would become a communist myself, but I will say capitalists have lied their asses off and have been the most dishonest shills and snakes when it comes to this capitalism versus communism debate. Because, for example, when they say, like, no communist country was ever successful, that is actually false, because the USSR, by any metric, was a successful country when it existed. I mean, the USSR, in like the 70 years it existed, it went from like an agrarian society to putting a man on the moon. Now, you could say the human cost was a lot, because we all know what happened with Stalin and gulags and so forth. But the same shit can be said about capitalism. Slavery happened under capitalism as a direct result of capitalism. Slave owners directly profited off of capitalist slave owners directly profited off of slave labor. So if you're going to hold the gulags, if you just want to be honest and consistent, which capitalists never are, but I'm going to be honest and consistent and say, okay, if you want to hold the gulags against socialism, you have to hold slavery against capitalism in the same manner. And then they'll say, but the USSR collapsed. Well, so did 90% of capitalist countries. There's this weird delusion and logical fallacy that, like, America's the only capitalist country. No, like, every country in Africa that's, objectively a failure. And I'm talking about the governments here and the countries, not the people, okay? The people are great. But, like, every mismanaged government in third world countries, they're all capitalists. Like, Zimbabwe's a capitalist country, it's collapsing. Plenty of capitalist countries fail and collapse too. It's just, there is a huge survivorship bias with that. Okay, let's read some comments here. Wow, a lot pouring in. Bro, how about just allow women with good virtues and morals to come in, not evil people? Is this Genshin Impact? Yeah. Wow, how does this turn into such a gender charged debate so quickly? The education system failed millennials and Gen Z. Absolutely. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Thank you. I gladly help. That's the same thing that would happen if there was an only man society, to be fair. Yeah, the USSR was only possible because of the history before it. You can make peace last with enough war as long as you have the resources. I mean, that's true of capitalist countries too, isn't it? Like, they all, every capitalist country had tons of wars. War is profitable for capitalists as well. My bad, Phil, just responding for people. Oh, no problem. Hey, if you want to, okay, I wasn't intending this to be like a full-on gender debate, but if you guys want to make it that, we can. But let's have a productive, honest conversation about it. Instead of just calling women evil, instead of just calling men evil, let's talk about what are your grievances with each other? Like, Why is it so hard for y'all to get along right now? You know? Let's talk about it. You know, both sides, get in on the conversation. Like, what is it that frustrates you about the other gender right now? Like, you know, do you feel like feminists are hypocritical, right? That could be a fair point, you know, like I definitely feel the frustration that society has made huge efforts in like abolishing traditional gender roles for women. Like if you're a woman these days and you don't want to like do traditional woman gender roles like cleaning and cooking and being a housewife if you don't want kids, for example, I feel like, you know, we've gone a long ways towards destigmatizing that, but we have done absolutely zero to destigmatize men not fulfilled. Like we still want to hold men to archaic 1950s gender roles, right? Like you're a woman, you can say I don't want to have kids and that's fine. But if you're a man and you say I don't want to work, you know, oh my goodness, you lazy, you know, soft, entitled, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the idea. Oh my God. Why can't I hope my game didn't freeze, guys. 1 second. No. Let's see. 1 second, guys. Let me try to get this game back on track. What's going on here? Okay, I'll take this time to answer some questions. I don't have any grievances with an average dude out there, so maybe not a conversation for me. The way women dress these days in the US is complete degeneracy. They need to dress properly. Crop tops and yoga leggings should be banned. I don't know. Aren't you Gen Z guys too chat to give a shit about that anyways? Like, didn't you guys just totally stop simping? Okay, here we go. This is what I respect about you Gen Z guys. Like, guys of every past generation were like absolute prisoners to female beauty. Like, you guys, even at a young age, are able to be like, you know, I don't have to date. I can pursue my own interest instead. Guys of past generations would like simp and like completely destroy themselves, you know, chasing women. And it's the guy's fault as much as it's the, you know, it's women's fault. Okay. I just joined. What did I miss? Well, this has become now a gendered debate. Was not expecting this, but this is the guys you want to take it. The direction you guys want to take this conversation, so I'm happy to oblige. There is no chat. Every man panders to women. I don't know, do you Gen Z? Every Gen Z guy I met, like, not so much. Like, every Gen Z guy I met simps way less than guys of my generation and up. My dad has so much, and he has a son who is, you know, me. Well, I mean, yeah, thanks for stating the obvious, I think. Yeah, we gotta pivot the combo. Yeah, let me get back to, okay, let's talk about how we can build this community. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to, like, start your own city together? I saw another idea. We can build an app together where, like, we can do bartering. So we all know, like, inflation is a huge issue, right? What if we built, like, a forum or something like that where we could barter with each other and exchange services and goods without needing money? You know, like, let's say, like, you know, I need someone to make YouTube thumbnails for me, right? What if I did this with, you know, some of you all in the Discord recently, where I was like, okay, like, yeah, I need someone to help mod my Discord. Chase level 1, by the way. You know, I said, okay, he actually offered to mod the Discord, and I was like, okay, since you're willing to do this, let me help you start your own YouTube channel. You know, we can barter. So instead of, like, you know, us paying each other worthless US dollars, that's gonna, like, have in value because of inflation anyways, you know, fuck, okay. Instead of that, like, we can learn to barter together for services and not have to rely on money. That's going to lose all its value anyways, you know? Like, let's say, like, you know, one of you has an open apartment, but you need help, like, working on a garden to grow some food. You can make a post in our community Discord. Join the Discord, by the way. The link is in the description. And just be like, hey, you know, I need someone to, like, you know, come help me take care of the house a bit. You can stay here for free. We can, you know, renovate the house together. Maybe we can, like, pool our money together, split like a property overseas, things like that. And that way we can help each other escape this BS society, this rigged system, by building a community, strength in numbers, right? Instead of being perpetually stuck working for dog shit wages for a corporation that just isn't going to care about us. I think exchanging skills is the most realistic and useful thing. We are not the mafia. I mean, clothes don't have any gender, so everyone should wear what they want. Yeah. I mean, yeah, within reason, sure. Yeah. Yeah. In principle, communism is about denying individuals rights to own properties, not considering to have fruits / rewards of own efforts, and over controls on liberties. You know, the thing is, capitalism does that too. The only difference, guys, really is that under communism, the government takes away your individual freedoms, and under capitalism, corporations take away your individual freedoms and your rights to own properties. Have you noticed, under capitalist America right now, ironically, young people don't own anything these days. They have other ways of not letting you own stuff. Everything's a subscription now. Have you noticed that? Like, you don't even own, like, your TV anymore. There's almost nothing you own anymore under capitalism. It's by design. Why? Because it's more profitable to get you to subscribe and have to keep paying recurring fees. Capitalism is about profits at the end of the day. We can all agree on that. Whether you like capitalism or not, at the end of the day, it's about profits. That's the end game. We all agree on that. And the reason you'll never own anything under capitalism is because it's more profitable for the capitalist bosses to charge you recurring subscriptions and not allow you to own anything. Okay, I'm flying now. I just figured this out. Cool. By the way, never make videos in AI anymore. Do you guys like my real voice that much? I kind of like bringing the AI guy back from time to time, you know, just to do some brief commentary in the middle of videos. I'll never primarily use his voice. I get everyone sick of AI right now. Voice is too good to be wasted. Thank you. Do you think Yennefer from The Witcher would like the modern world? Well, she would make a good companion for most men, that's for sure. But who knows? Like, she'll probably get brainwashed by the modern world before long when she spends some time here too. I hope the Russian military doesn't have a problem with me. I just want to go somewhere different in the future. Yeah, I heard they're becoming more draconian about letting people leave now, basically. That really sucks. China's pretty base. Look at their cities, trains, stations, infrastructures, miles better than the richest city in the world. Well, there's a huge human cost to that, you know, like the Chinese work culture is like insane. But was it worth the incredible economic development of China? Maybe, arguably. You can make a case either way. Russia is a vast, beautiful country, old churches, natural landscape, Soviet-era infrastructure. You will find something interesting. I agree. Like, yeah. I don't completely believe all Western propaganda on Russia. Is it because you think it's based on communism and therefore better? That really isn't reality. At some point, they didn't have heating in their apartments. I mean, do people have heating in their apartments in capitalism? They don't even have apartments under capitalism. People are homeless under cap. They don't even have apartments in the first place. You know how many people in America are living in their cars right now? It's not a defense of communism. I'm just saying both systems are equally screwed. Both are same sides of the same coin. And, you know, we gotta, like, make something new. Like, why are we talking about systems that were designed by old fucks 300, 400 years ago who have no clue? You know, the people who designed capitalism and communism, guys, they've never used a computer. They've never driven a car. They've certainly never used AI. They don't have any remote idea what the internet is. Why are we depending on their ideologies to guide us in the modern world? You know what I'm saying? Like, all these ideologies we're following here, we got to create our own and, you know, create something better. Like, why are we following the opinions of people who never even experienced the world with computers? Who, if you brought them back to life today, you know, they wouldn't last 24 hours in the modern world. Uh, I'm not in Russia, but my grandparents in their apartment in the city of 60,000 had central heating. Yeah, and uh at least you had an apartment too. Again, under capitalism, a lot of people are homeless now because that's just how things are. And if you think that people deserve a place to live, you're a communist. Yeah, imagine that, guys. Imagining that, like, the idea that people should have more rights than cavemen did 10,000 years ago. That's so communist. While you may not openly endorse communism, you must understand your ideas inherently lean that direction. How? Like, people have accused me of this. I actually researched what communism is. My fundamental belief is I think we need a universal basic income, and I think people should not be forced to work. Under communist regimes, people were forced to work. You can go look it up. There was a law called social parasitism, all right, where if you weren't working, you could be thrown in jail under communist regimes. So if I'm saying people should not be forced to work, and communist countries forced people to work more than capitalist countries did, because under capitalism, at least they won't brute force you into working, So if I'm saying people shouldn't have to work, and communist countries literally had laws that would throw people in prison if they didn't work, how does this lean communism? I'm just asking. Okay. Personally, I've worked for 12 years hoping I'll find a wife, have a house one day, because I've been told if you work hard, you'll have your family. I'm really sorry they lied to you, and I'm really sorry you wasted, I don't want to say completely wasted, but you know what I mean, 12 years of your life not being able to, you'll never get this 12 years of your life back because society lied to you, yeah? You know what will really get you a house and a wife today? Is looks maxing and moving abroad and finding some cool online income. Like, if you become a YouTuber or like an Instagram influencer and you just looks max, if you're just like good looking and you have some online profile, even if you don't make that much money, that's what will actually get you like a girlfriend these days. Like, being like a good traditional man won't do jack shit for you when it comes to that. And this is where these right-wing grifters have lied to you as well. I mean, tell me I'm lying. Like, tell me am I wrong about any of that, what I just said. Like, would girls these days, do you think, am I wrong? I mean, would they rather date like a doctor who has a good career, or would they rather, date like a Twitch streamer with a gajillion followers? I mean, we all know what the answer is. So yeah, that's what you got to do if you want to get a wife now. You're a socialist, not a communist. I mean, I guess I could accept that. There's a slight nudge in that, the casualties difference, how devastated the East blocks were versus the US, how many people were lost. Could you clarify? Because I mean, under both capitalism and communism, like, tons and tons and tons of people died. About parallel society, we can make worldwide network to give each other jobs. Give ourselves a place to stay. Yes, I love this, guys. I love this. Join our Discord. Spread your ideas if you haven't already. Get this word out. How do we do this? Do we need to create an app? Do we just join my Discord community and communicate to each other there? I think I'll start. You know what? I have an idea how we can start this. I'm going to create a little sub community in our Discord titled, I think I'll title it, like, what do I want to call it? Parallel Society or Bartering tab. Like a specific tab people can go to where they exchange services. Let's say, I want someone to help manage, like, let's say, I'm not there yet, but let's say this channel blows up and really, really starts doing well. I might need someone to manage stuff for me, and I could just be like, okay, instead of me paying you money that's going to lose its value anyways, why don't you, come out here, get a free room to stay in, and you can handle my stuff for free accommodation, essentially. I mean, that's what I did, and that was like so much more fruitful than working a 9 to 5 for just this BS money that loses its value anyways when shit inevitably gets more expensive. If you want a wife, work towards her specifically, not a job. Exactly. Individuals deserve free housing, necessary food, and healthcare. It's called being humane. Money is one of humanity's greatest lie and barrier. Did you know you're a communist if you think that? I'm being sarcastic here. I totally agree. There's no excuse. In this day and age, we can't give people free housing. Like, cavemen literally had free housing, guys. Cavemen had free housing 10,000 years ago. Never had to work for it. With, like, the bullshit sticks and stones and fires they were starting with their technology, they had free housing. And here we are with AI, the internet, computers, all this modern technology. And we're still stuck thinking that giving people free housing, better living conditions than cavemen had, is communist. Maybe cavemen were communist too. We should ask them. I recently quit Genshin. I see you're just starting it. Like a hostel. I've wanted to start my own hostel for a long time. I just don't know how to go about it. But I would love to do that. And I would instantly hire a lot of you as volunteers. You can stay there, work 20 hours like I did, get free accommodation, free breakfast. The other 20 hours in the week, you can start your own online side hustle. We can, on top of that, build like a cheap accommodation space for young travelers. Shit, I'm down. I love this idea. I totally love this idea. Now, does anyone know how to start this? Because I don't completely know myself. But if we can gather together, start something like this, build this for each other, that would be incredible. The hostels I stayed at overseas, you could stay in some of the most beautiful cities. Go look up Tallinn, Estonia. Go look up Prague. Go look up their old towns. You could stay in those beautiful old towns. Brasov, Romania, that was my favorite. You could stay in those beautiful old towns for like $10, $12 a night in hostels. Get to meet cool people all over the world. Have a roof over your head. $400 a month or less. Compared to $2,000 a month you got to pay for rent in the US. It's a no-brainer. Shelter, food, clothing, water, basic human needs. Yes. There's also a system called anarcho-capitalism, which is, I think, superior to what we have now because you can homestead land and there's no property tax. Yeah, if we can have that, I think, okay, everyone should definitely be entitled to their own piece of land. Yes, I use the word entitled. Call me entitled all you want. Fuck it. I'm going to embrace this label from now on. Yes, we are all entitled to a free piece of land because guess what? The land was free to create. Like, if you think people should have to pay for land, what you're basically saying is you don't think the earth existed before you did. It means you think you're arrogant enough to think that, like, the earth was created in 1776 when the American government started. And that land and the earth was not created 6 billion years before money was invented. So if the land was free to create, why should we have to pay for land? Now, if you want to say we should have to pay for the house, okay, I'm happy we can have that discussion, because it does require labor and resources to build a house. But no one needed, like, land was invented long before any human was born. So why are we paying for that? Why are we paying our governments for land when the land existed 6 billion years before our governments did? You know what I'm saying? Hostel would also greatly improve our mental health and oh my god, I'm loving this. We're finally getting somewhere, guys. Shoot, maybe I have to do this. Can anyone help me? I don't know how to start a hostel by myself. I'll be honest with you guys. But this hostels is what, like, saved me in my 20s, guys. Is just because I got to get out of the insane living cost of the West. I learned social skills. I interacted with people all over the world. Part of the reason I'm comfortable even live streaming, guys, now, and, making this channel and being able to speak with you guys and I don't have any anxiety about this, is just because I'm used to, like, social situations from all my years living in hostels. Yes, I gotta start something like this. We gotta figure this out. Got to figure this out. As for what to do, start a cooperative together. This is what I'm kind of doing with my YouTube channel. There's a few people, and I use the word working with me. I never say working for me, right? Because I believe when we work together collectively, all trying to achieve a goal, That is how you actually get people to be motivated to work, not shaming them, calling them lazy and entitled. And yeah, since then, a lot of you have emailed me, shooting me a lot of ideas of how we can work together. It's been incredible. Yeah, this chat is amazing. Yeah, we're getting really far. We're getting really far. Do you think Yennefer would support feminism? I didn't completely finish The Witcher, so I don't exactly know. I'm still trying to finish that game right now. Once I actually complete it, I'll have a better answer to that. I'm also a military LARPer at home. It's a fun passion. We should make hostels because landlords have the most unrealistic expectations. And why put 18-year-olds in college? Yes. Yes, let's start to make hostels, guys. This is a good start. I got it. This is at least how we can start. We're going to make a hostel together, yeah? We're going to make a hostel together. This kills 3 birds in 1 stone. Number 1, those of you out there, you can volunteer in the hostel. You get a free room to stay in. You help keep the hostel running. You only have to work 20 hours, per week. You can spend all the other time pursuing your own online side hustles. Then we give young people a space to stay in for $10, $12 a night, where they do not have to pay these ridiculous rent prices. Yeah? Number 3, once we all gather together, we can get together in person. We can start socializing, building our social skills, finding community and connection, hearing each other out. This is how we get things done. This is how we get it started. This is how we start creating our own new world that's better. This is what I keep telling you guys. All the rules you're constrained by, they're rules of the old world. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Everything you see that was created around you, the whole world that was built, right, that you're living in now, it was created by people who are no smarter than you. You can build something better. You can. I mean, it's hard to build something worse, I'll say that much. It's hard to build something worse than, what these stupid older boomers have built for us. That's for sure. I mean, whatever we end up building, it can't possibly be worse than how bad they screwed up the world. Call of Chernobyl, Stalker. I recommend play Stalker, Gamma. For some reason, it gives me an idea of how to survive on your own in a harsh environment. Yeah, and this could be a good skill to learn. Okay, we're talking about... I haven't played that game, so I don't really know what to comment about it. I did play Metro Exodus, which I imagine is something similar, I would think, yeah? And yeah, that gives you a great idea of, survival skills. I think, it might be a necessary... Because I would say it's not a 0% chance at this point society collapses. And if that happens, yeah, you're going to wish you knew some survival skills for sure. Boomers go boom like the fat-ass zombie in Left 4 Dead. Oh, well, I mean, the world will certainly be better when that happens. Favorite waifu in Ninja Gaiden? I didn't play Ninja Gaiden that much, so I don't know. And Dead or Alive, though, I would say Tina. Now we just need someone rich enough to be the founder of the first hostel. Yeah, either that or we can all, band together and figure some shit out. You know what? When I was volunteering, I spent years volunteering in hostel, guys. Years volunteering in hostels when I was trying to escape the 9-to-5. And I feel bad for you guys because rent wasn't even that bad when I was doing it. And I still had to volunteer in hostels to escape this 9-to-5 grind. You guys definitely got to look into doing something like that because rent was still only $700 a month back when I was your age. But yeah, hostels really saved me. I have a good Italian friend from my hostel days who I recently got back in touch with. We worked together in a hostel for, I want to say, 3 months. We became really good friends. We were both broke as fuck. So what we would do, we would eat as much breakfast as we could because it was all you could eat. And then in the afternoon, we would just put our money together to buy enough ingredients to eat a cheap Italian pasta for lunch. We end up spending $2 to $3 per day on food. That was it. Because we had our living expenses paid from the hostel. We had a free breakfast. We only spent $2 to $3 on a cheap Italian pasta for dinner every day. That's how broke we were. That's what we had to do to survive. But he did mention to me back then, we did talk about, man, it'd be cool if one day we could start our own hostel. I recently got back in touch with him. I will ask him if he's still down with this idea. If he is, free pasta for everyone. On the house. Migrants that work on farms. Oh, I understand hostels. And I was like, he starts. Hostile. Hostile. Hostile, hostile. Hostile, hostile. There. That's the best way I can try to differentiate the two. Think about micro renewable setup. Yeah, solar, wind, biogas, home personal. Oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. What if we start a hostel, guys? Okay, we get ourselves a renewable energy source. Let's say we got solar panels on the hostel, all this renewable energy, right? We got vertical farming there. We're growing our own food. We're self-sustainable. We don't have to pay electricity bills. We don't have to pay all this bullshit to the bullshit-ass government. And we just start our own parallel society. Well, that's already going to be communism. I can already tell you guys that much. Communism. Because people actually have somewhere to live and aren't homeless starving on the street. You're a communist. I swear these right-wingers are just as, like, triggered snowflakes as the left. Like, you know how the left calls everyone they don't like Hitler? Like, the right calls everyone they disagree with communist. It's hilarious. I would rather not starve, yeah. When people ask me what I am, I just say I'm a perfect answer. You know, I'm gonna coin that term. I'm not gonna coin it, you coin it, but I'm gonna remember that term and start using it more. I'm just anti-system, yeah. You know, fuck all the systems out there. We're gonna build something better. There are organizations like Wolf that connect you to farmers. They teach you farming. All they ask is you volunteer on their farm, and the great thing, they provide food and shelter for free. Yes. Yes. If you're a young guy in the West right now, or a young girl too, okay, I'm not gonna be discriminatory here. If you're a young guy or girl living in the West, you're frustrated with these ridiculous rent prices, these dog shit wages, go look up woofing. WOOFFING. Worldwide Organization on Farming. It stands for something like that, something of that nature. Great opportunity. You can work 20, 30 hours per week on a farm, learn valuable farming skills, get free food and accommodation. You know, let's just do the math here. Like, you probably have to work at least 60 hours per week these days if you want to pay rent in America right now. Even that might not be enough. But let's just say you have to work 60 hours per week to afford rent. Okay? You have nothing left over after you pay rent and food anyways. So might as well just exchange 30 hours of labor to volunteer on a farm, get free food and accommodation, which you would have to pay for anyways, right? If you lived in the States. Get free food and accommodation. Don't pay these bullshit, ridiculous rent prices. You're working 30 hours instead of 60. And guess what? The other 30 hours, guys, you can start your own online side hustle. You can build your own business. You can invest. You can start your own YouTube channel. You know, all these things that you can do now, these online businesses you can start for yourself, you need time to do that. And you're just never going to find that time working 9 to 5 these days. And 9 to 5 is like a misnomer. At this point, it's like 8 to 6 or even 7 to 7. I remember anyone who's going to travel, get a Steam Deck. It's essentially a portable PC, which is less awkward to use than a laptop, and you can game on it. I need to look up what that is. I've heard of that many times. Bro left out Eastern Europe. Dude, Eastern Europe is where it's at. You can already do that now. Just looked up wolfing. It's chill, but demands a lifestyle many may not be willing to uphold, but it's definitely feasible. Well, it's not easy, yeah? So you just have to ask yourself, would I rather do this, or would I rather wage slave away for a dog shit wage that's not going to pay rent anyways? Like, which is less feasible to you? Which is more demanding? You know? It's a choice you got to make. If you want me to say there's a magic solution out there, there's some volunteering opportunity where, you know, you only work 20 hours a week, you don't have to do anything, and it's the absolute perfect solution where every problem is just solved. I'm sorry, that doesn't exist. You know, everything's going to require some kind of sacrifice. You just got to decide what sacrifice you want to pick, you know? You want to sacrifice the difficulty of moving overseas and, entering unfamiliar territory? Is that the sacrifice you want to take? Or do you want to sacrifice your entire youth wage slaving? Hey, I'm not judging, whatever you want to do is fine, but, you have to pick your sacrifice. You have to make a choice. Which one should I pick? Should I pick Yuito or Amber? Let me know, guys. First person who tells me which character I should pick, I'm gonna pick that one. Definitely the woofing, but there are other ways with God. My own situation taken. Fair enough. Care to share? I mean, you don't have to. Okay, Amber. All right, we already get Amber. Like, what are your solutions to escape the 9 to 5? Please share with us. Maybe more of us can do it. Okay. All right. I believe I picked Amber. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Go to Japan, get your waifu. You can also live in okay, I did pick Amber. You can live in someone says UTL. Sorry, they too many people already voted Amber. Anyways, go to Japan, get your waifu. You can live in a Japanese internet cafe, guys, for around like $20 per night. Get a free high-end gaming PC to use all the time. You can start your own like online side hustle, your own YouTube channel, whatever, yeah? Live in a Japanese Japanese internet cafe. Pay way less prices than the West. Yeah, go find your Japanese waifu, get a long-term visa. Hey, if women have been... This is what I'm saying, I'm for gender equality. I don't think women should be forced to work. I also think, the same way women have been marrying men in richer countries for visas all the time. Hey, it's time for us men to be allowed to do that too. Why not? Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Am I wrong? Is that misogynistic or anything? I don't think so. And then yeah, you get your long-term visa. You could still live in a Japanese internet cafe, I guess. And then you get to escape this BS West forever. Yeah, problem solved. There we go. There's another solution. Now I'm thinking of committing to learning this language to escape the Western nonsense. Yeah, do it. Like, I learned French when I wanted to escape the 9 to 5. Je parle un peu français en fait. Est-ce qu'il y a le monde qui est français ici? Et on peut parler en français un peu peut-être? J'ai pas pratiqué depuis longtemps. Just showing you guys I can actually speak French. It's one of many languages I learned along my travels. If there's anyone French in the chat, let me know how my French is. Just showing you, yeah, there's certain skills, certain things you gotta do to escape the 9 to 5. Elemental sight. Comme ci, comme ça. Thank you. I guess that's not too bad. Tu parles français? Wow. Oui, je parle français. Gamers learn languages better because they are forced. Yeah, actually, one way I learned French was I just turned the settings on all my video games to French. And that really helped because it was like, it's either you learn how to do it or, you're completely lost on every aspect of the game. And that's how you can actually make gaming productive. Okay. Let's kill this guy right here. Boom, boom, boom. Amber, come on. Do some shit. Be the strong, empowered female character you are. Show us how strong modern women are. Can you do it? Can you do it? If Amber can defeat this fucking troll here, this shield is really annoying, but if Amber can defeat this troll here, guys, then we have to be nicer to women. Is that fair? But what do we do if we lose? If Amber loses, what do we do? Let's say if Amber loses, women have to go back in the kitchen. But, okay, it looks like Amber's gonna win, so women don't have to go back in the kitchen. I think that's actually better, because if women have to go back in the kitchen, then we have to go back to fucking this wage slave dog shit. Okay. Oh, shit. Actually, it's not over yet. Okay. Okay, let's do this, guys. I get one chance. I can't die here. If I die, women go back to the kitchen. If I live, we all get free from our traditional BS wage slave gender roles, and we build our own future utopia as Gen Z. Let's do that. But these guys are annoying. Like, oh my god, the shield's so bullshit. How do I get through this? Good thing I still have a lot of life. Okay, I'm gonna pause while I try to beat these guys. So we don't get trapped in traditional gender roles forever. I'm not gonna be able to answer any of the chats for maybe just like 2 minutes. Give me just like 2 minutes to try to kill these guys right here. Amber, come on. Show us the empowered modern day female you are. See, Amber's strong. She doesn't need a man. She doesn't need a man. She's doing this all by herself. Look at this, guys. Look. They're almost dead. You see this shit? She needs you like a fish needs a bicycle. Look at this shit. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Wow, we barely even lost any life. Holy shit. Unless there's more of them coming after this. Okay. We did it, guys. We did it. We are not going back to wage slavery. We are not going to have to break our backs working for a BS society that doesn't care. We as men can now be freed from our gender roles. And women can be as well. I think this is ideal. Oh my god, but this guy doesn't want to die. Do I have to like... Maybe did I... Okay, I did not speak too soon. Good, okay. We did it, guys. Let me take some time to read the chats. Bro had to lock in. Spamming the attack button. I don't know what else to do. And I'm on stream, guys. So I'm trying my best here. W like ratio. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You could have used pyro to burn the shield. How do I use pyro? What is the... How do I use pyro? I completely forgot. I haven't been paying attention because I'm streaming too, but... Can you tell me how I use pyro? Like, what button am I supposed to press? Is it this? No, I think I just wasted a important cooldown there. Yeah, I don't really know. You know, I call myself a philosophical gamer. I didn't say I was a philosophical good gamer. I never said I was good at gaming. I just said I game and I enjoy it. Okay. The challenge is over. If I die here, I die here. We're not doing that challenge again. Let me read some chats. Charged, hold attack button down, then let go. Okay, let me see. Okay, I see. But like... Okay, I have to get some space here because these... I have to charge... Okay, can I do it now? Okay, that was better, but... I need to get some space for this. Or can I hop on a ledge and do it? Let's see if I can do this. Come on, strong, independent woman! Let's go! Show us the strong female character you are. Kaboom! Wow, not very strong at all. He just blocked it with his shield. Come on, don't you want to be a good role model for all these aspiring young girls out there, Amber? Like, what is this shit? You're charging your attacks and it's just hitting the shield, not doing any damage whatsoever. And you call yourself a strong modern woman? Come on, you can do better. Don't take me serious, guys. I'm just trolling around on this. Let's go. Strong, independent woman. Strong female character. Come on. Doesn't need no man. Or does she? Let's see. Okay, whoever taught me... Okay, let me try this. Does this guy do anything? Can you, like, block the guy? Oh, there we go. Hell yeah. But she does need a man now. Because, is that thing a man or a child? Is it a boy? Because if that thing is a man, then she did need a man to beat these guys. But if not, then she did it all by herself as a strong, independent feminist. I'm confused. Let me know in the chat. Does that count as a guy? Did she need a man or not? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, guys. Yeah, here he is again. Is this a guy or... Is he? I think he looks like a guy. So, okay, it turns out she did need a man in the end. So I guess... We are going back to traditional times. I'm French. Bonjour. Enchanté. Je m'appelle Philosophical Gamer. Enchanté. Bienvenue. Ici. Vous venez où? Vous venez où en France, en fait? En fait, j'ai passé une année en France et c'est pour ça que j'ai appris français. Malheureusement, j'ai pas pratiqué depuis très longtemps et maintenant je parle pas très bien comme quand j'étais en France, bien sûr. Mais si j'ai la chance, j'ai l'occasion, j'aime bien de pratiquer. Okay, I'm gonna stop speaking French because I assume 90% of you probably don't speak French and you're just totally confused now. What investments have you made since the crypto market is down right now? I don't do short-term investments. Like, you're playing a really, really rigged game if you try to do short-term investments. What I like to do is average in to Bitcoin and just invest long-term. Average in, what that means if you don't know. You take a certain percentage of your paycheck that you can afford, yeah? Like let's say you're making $2,000 a month. Let's say you go overseas, you volunteer, and you're making $2,000 a month. Let's say you have $1,000 left over after your monthly expenses. So then we can say reasonably out of the $1,000 you have left over, you can say invest, let's say 300 in Bitcoin every month. You average into it. So whether the market goes up or down, you get in a decent position. Because if it goes up, your investment goes up. If it goes down, then the next time you invest, you buy in at a lower price. And eventually, I think Bitcoin still will go up over the long term. That is what is predictable. It's not predictable at all what it will do in the short term. Oh shit, am I going to make it? Ah, damn it. Yeah, so averaging in is the only way to go. Other than that, you can try to day trade. You can try to read the markets. I'm actually not bad at that, but the reason I stopped doing that is more because it's really, really stressful. It's so stressful for your mental health. You might as well be working a 9 to 5 when you're, obsessively reading the charts to that level. To be more specific, Nyx could mind control one of them with strip their shields, make them fight each other. 3, that would be enough. That's more like a plushy version of herself. There was one time I slept on the pavement. I was in a parking lot, and a storm rolled in when I was asleep. I woke up and there were large puddles in the parking lot. I was dry. I had to do that too, like when I was traveling overseas all those years, I found myself, sleeping outside a lot. It happens, but it teaches you some good lessons. But yeah, the fact that it's happening on such a regular basis in supposedly the greatest nation on earth, yeah, just totally unacceptable. I learned some Japanese, but I suck at French and Italian. Failed both in college. Yeah, I mean, if you suck at French, you probably suck at Italian. They're pretty similar. Silver and gold are a universal investment, unless we learn to mine them in outer space. I was homeless for 40 days last year since my dad kept asking for more and more money every week and threatening me because I was tired of it. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, this is why, I used to be thinking freaking you can just live with your parents. But I have to admit, I was a little bit out of touch when I kept telling you guys just live with your parents. And I apologize for that because what I did not take into consideration was not every one of you has good parents. A lot of you have really shitty parents. And me telling you to just live with your parents and not bother, it was a little out of touch on my part. And I'm not ashamed of admitting that. So I'm going to do better, try to do more in terms of bringing you guys solutions outside of just living with your parents. Some of you have good parents, and if that's you, definitely do that. Nothing wrong with that. But, not all of you have good parents. So, yeah, we got to find solutions beyond that. Hello, Monkeying Autism. Good to see you, buddy. Always good to see you here. Big shout out. Longtime member, longtime supporter. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Philosophical Gamer, do you think our community will happen, or am I just getting my hopes up? It's up to you. None of us can do this alone. I can't do it alone. I'm happy to try to facilitate. I'm happy to try to do what I can to make it happen, but, it's up to you if it happens or not. I'll do my best, but, it's not up to me alone, yeah? If you want it to happen, hey, what can I tell you? You gotta do your best to contribute yourself as well. It gets easier if you are in DeFi. Just leave it there and earn yield. That is true, but there's one significant catch to that. 1 second, guys. Okay. Sorry, I had to charge my phone real quick. The problem with DeFi, guys, is I don't know if you were in crypto when the Terra Luna fiasco happened. Basically, that had like the most awesome DeFi system ever, okay? Like, people were getting insane return on investments in the DeFi ecosystem in Luna. I think at one point there was an APR of like 18% or something ridiculous, and it turned out the whole thing was just completely unsustainable. And you know what? I'm not going to turn this thing into like a whole history lesson on what happened with Terra Luna. You can look that up yourself, but that is an inherent risk in DeFi projects. It shouldn't happen all the time, but just be aware it's possible it could happen. So if you're going to do DeFi, just don't put your entire life savings into it. You know, it's okay to put a lot into it, but, you know, just don't put everything into it. Bro, I wasn't in a car. God literally had me feeling heavenly when I woke up, and I realized he literally kept me. Wow, that's incredible. So what you mean is like it was raining overnight, but somehow you woke up and you weren't covered, you know, soaking wet, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I believe it, you know. I've heard of way crazier things happening, so why not? Okay, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do at this part of the game, guys, so if the gameplay's a little boring, forgive me. As I said, I'm a philosophical gamer. I never said I was a good philosophical gamer. I might be good at philosophy, but I never said I was good at gaming. Right now, I'm like silver in League. I peaked at platinum a couple seasons ago when I really took it seriously. I can't be bothered right now to take it seriously. Whew. Italian also said that Italian digital camo was nice. God, what am I supposed to do here? How do I get up there? Hi, PSG. Hi, back. Welcome to the chat. Try Elden Ring. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Do you guys just want to see me do Elden Ring and just laugh at how bad I fail? Okay, maybe I'll just lower the difficulty on this. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Yes, I was literally sleeping directly on the pavement uncovered. Wow. And it rained overnight, and I guess... Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm just not going to bother with the temple. I'm just going to go run around and, like, shoot things. Wow, that's incredible. I would suggest, like, you make a YouTube video. Start your own YouTube channel. Talk about your experience. I mean, that's something that will get a lot of views. I guarantee a lot of people will be curious how that happened. That's really incredible. Well, what are your next plans in life after this experience? I mean, you know, what has it taught you? I mean, I imagine it had to, like, give you some sort of, like, sign or direction on what you wanted to do next, yeah? About living in the car, where are the places where you can park your car overnight without paying? So, don't take my word on this. This is not legal advice. This is what I heard. Apparently, on a residential street, you can park your car. It's completely legal. I'm talking like in a street on a residential neighborhood. Best idea, try to blend in a bit, move around, park your car like in a different place every night. Don't always stay in the same place, because even if it's legal, you know, you might attract unwanted attention. And then I heard you can also park in a Walmart parking lot, but you have to park ideally far away from the Walmart itself. So that, you know, just even though it's legal, you don't want to attract attention. So that's what I heard, but again, don't quote me on this. I'm not a legal expert on this. Crazy on, you know, we're talking about how people can survive homelessness and how to sleep in their cars, but yeah, that's the current state of the world we live in. And this is what I'm saying. Why don't you guys just like buy a ticket and move overseas? What do you have to lose? It's like you can work 60 hours a week to live in your car because of how dog shit expensive everything in America is. Or you can just move overseas. You know, if you run out of money overseas, if you like, you know, if the worst thing happens, if you get kidnapped by some cartel, oh well, I mean, it's better than, you weren't going to survive this lifestyle in America anyways. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality I had anyways. When I was trying to escape, I was just like, you know, if some foreign cartel kidnaps me, if, you know, I run out of money overseas, oh well, so be it. I'd rather just enjoy however much of my life I have before that happens than stay in America, keep having to pay these ridiculous rent prices, work for 65 years and never be happy for any of it. And by the time I actually can retire, I'm too old to enjoy any of it. Like, the fuck is this shit? Like, why work 65 years to retire for 10 years to enjoy life from 65 to 75 when you can barely walk? When you can just buy a ticket overseas and enjoy that 10 years of your life. If you run out of money and starve and, die on the street after those 10 years, I mean, what's the difference between that and, doing that when you're 65 to 75, I mean, it's probably better to do it from 25 to 35 because at least you're young enough to enjoy those years. Instead of working 65 years so you can do it from 65 to 75. For the same 10 years off, essentially. Why not riot? Well, because it's illegal and you can't really make changes if you're in jail. That's the one reason I wouldn't do it, I think there should be some, legal ways. More productive ways. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Okay. Oh, I guess this thing is super effective. Okay, nice. Okay, that's true commitment. You're strong. This is why I support you. At first, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. At first, I read that as that's true communism. I've been called that shit so much, I just see that word everywhere now. Oh, that's called true commitment. You're strong. This is why I support you. Your conviction is awe-inspiring. Thank you. I mean, this is just a fact, I feel, yeah? Yeah. It's like if you're gonna only enjoy 10 years of your life, might as well enjoy 25 to 35 instead of 65 to 75. Yeah, why hope to leave America? It's so damn capitalist. Yeah, exactly. Gamers can't be communists. I agree. I'll leave my state when I have to move out of my parents. I mean, you can sacrifice. Okay, let me get to this comment first. I'll leave my state when I have to move out of. Stay with your parents as long as you can. Save up as much as you can. Push it to the absolute limit. If you can live with them till 30 and save up even more, do it. All right. And then I would say at 30, you do at that point, after, especially if you've saved up enough, which you should have if you're living with your parents. Then I would say it's time to go out and see the world a bit. But yeah, you shouldn't feel any pressure before then. Not at all. I mean, you can sacrifice 5 to 6 years, build a portfolio for your investments, and live off the interest. That is still achievable in the U.S. Well, investments-wise, yeah, the U.S. stock market's still probably better to invest in than foreign stock markets. And the dollar's probably, despite how crazy inflation, this is what's crazy, guys. I noticed is that with how bad inflation is in the U.S., the U.S. dollar is still strong, which tells you how fucked up everything in the world is now. When the U.S. dollar is actually strong after all the inflation's gone through. But yeah, you can just build a strong portfolio in U.S. stocks and investments, and then use dividends and passive income to live overseas. Yeah, a lot of people do that. That's a much better life. You get to live for very cheap, very affordable. Okay, quick recap on what we've discussed today, guys. We've talked about building a community. And I really like the direction this went in. We're talking about starting our own hostel. I don't know how to do this. I have a friend who I volunteered in a hostel with who told me he had a dream to, we discussed the idea of starting our own hostel one day. And I recently got in touch with him, so I will ask him about this and bring up the idea. I don't fully know how to start a hostel, guys, but I will look into that. And that is a great solution we could all work towards, This would give us an opportunity to... Oh no, I got frozen. Okay, this would give us an opportunity to build something for ourselves, to volunteer, to have much cheaper accommodation than these insane rent prices American companies are trying to force us to pay. Yeah. I might have to do that. I'm serious. You know what? I'm gonna commit to this. Once I wake up tomorrow, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna message my Italian friend, ask him if he still wants to do that hostel idea. If he's down, I'm gonna seriously look into this. I will. For you guys, I will. My dad is 51 and had to move back in with his mom. Don't be discouraged. Yeah, exactly. Everyone has to now, you know? If you don't mind us asking, what country do you live in now? I live somewhere in Europe. That's all I'll say for now. I've traveled everywhere in Europe basically, so I'm familiar with I'm pretty European at this point, I would say. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything Europe, overseas related, feel free to ask. Happy to answer. I'm only 19, 20 in May. Ah, I'm so sorry you're feeling all this bullshit pressure from society, man. Like, that's just way too young to be worried about all this nonsense. The economy's just not set up in a way to where like it's reasonable to expect a 19-year-old to get a job and pay rent and these ridiculous rent prices. Ah, these fucking delusional assholes who think it's still 1960 and think that rent is still $50 a month. Christ. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Which country in the Northern Peninsula is best to live in? Europe. Are you talking about Scandinavia? Okay, I'm going to assume you either mean which country in Scandinavia or in Europe as a whole. I'm not exactly sure what you meant. In Scandinavia, I haven't been anywhere except Denmark. Denmark is kind of way too expensive to really live there, but the people are really nice there. Probably the nicest, most helpful people I've met in my travels. Now, if you were talking about Europe as a whole, if you're a US citizen, I would look into Albania because you can live, Albania is really, really cheap. Like you can find a decent apartment to rent for around $300 per month. I'm talking like your own apartment too, not having to split it with 5 roommates like you do in America. You can find a very decent apartment to live in Albania for $300 a month. And as a US citizen, you can stay there for a whole year with no visa restrictions. I don't know why. There's just some special bilateral agreement with US and Albania that US passport holders can live there for up to a year. If you go anywhere else in Europe, you can only stay for 90 days and then you have to leave for 90 days. Okay, what about people in Albania? I mean, the ones I met were all pretty chill. They were all cool. Yeah. I mean, pretty warm, social, hospitable people. Definitely nicer than Americans, I mean. And I'm talking about Americans in general, not young people in America. Young people everywhere are quite chill, but yeah, in general, the social life, I would say, is much better. And people speak pretty good English there. I'm just tired of all this madness. This is a literal repeat of, I think I'm not allowed to say that word, and slavery. Yeah, I know. They gaslight you and like, they won't call it slavery, but it is modern slavery. It's even worse in a way because like literal slaves, like slave masters were actually responsible for providing accommodation and food for literal slaves. Today, you work 80 hours a week for these modern slave owners. They don't even pay you enough for food and accommodation. Like, it's literally worse than slavery in many ways. Calling it modern slavery might, like, be too generous to slavery at this point. Americans Gen X and above are intolerable. Exactly. What is Albanian food like? It's good. It's quite good. It's very unique. It's unlike anything you've tried in the West, I promise you that much. And it's quite healthy too, surprisingly. Not the absolute healthiest, but quite healthy. I don't know, look it up. You guys got the internet. You can, look up Albanian dishes, see how they look. Okay, wow, we got 50 people in the chat. As a Caribbean person, is there racism in Eastern Europe? Great question. So, by Caribbean, I'm going to assume... Okay, I don't want to be an ass and assume. Are you black or Hispanic? Or let me know exactly what your ethnicity is. This is what I'll tell you. If you're black, okay, this is how it usually is in Eastern Europe. Serious racism. I'm talking like cops killing you, cops pulling you over for no reason and shooting you. All the bullshit you got to deal with in America. That doesn't happen. You don't have to worry about serious racism in Eastern Europe much. Like serious, I'm talking serious violent racism from cops, okay? You will, however, get little kids here and there who don't know any better calling you the N-word when they see you and shit like that. You know, some rude remarks here and there. What I've learned is it's not so much out of a place for actual hatred, but it's just like they're actually just ignorant and they don't know. You know, like they've watched too many YouTube videos of their favorite rappers just casually dropping the N-word here and there, and they think it's okay to, you know, call you the N-word when they see you. And it's not that like they hate black people, you know, it's just that they actually don't know that it's rude and offensive. All they know about the N-word is, you know, they heard their favorite rapper say it. And so it's a cool word that they want to say and they don't know what it is. So yeah, I mean, you'll have to deal with some, you know, rude remarks here and there, some ignorance, but not really much people who outright just hate you. And, you know, cops who will actually profile you and put your life in danger the way you would in America. We Easterns are totally racist. Don't sugarcoat it. I don't really think so, man. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, what I've experienced, what I've seen is just that, like, you know, you guys are curious, you know, when you see someone different, because, you know, you guys haven't seen, you know, a person of color in your life a lot. But, like, I haven't got the sense that you actually hate them. But if you actually hate them, I don't know. You would know better than me. Maybe you can speak on this. We are bigoted AF. Why Europe over Southeast Asia? No reason. Southeast Asia is great too. It's just I personally haven't spent a lot of time there, so I can't really comment on it. I've heard it's great. So I mean, I will say infrastructure is way better in Europe. Public transportation is not as crowded. It's cleaner, things of that nature. But yeah, absolutely nothing's wrong with Southeast Asia either. If you want to go there, absolutely. Also better option than staying in the West. If y'all don't call people blackie, then you're better than Americans. Well, here's the thing. They'll call you worse things, but like they don't like mean it in a derogatory way. They don't understand, you know? That's all it is. Whew. Okay, I'll probably stay on for about like 20 more minutes. And then I'm gonna hop off. Yeah, just to quickly recap, we're coming up with some pretty good solutions these days in our community. I'm starting to really like this. The direction we've discussed so far, I'm probably going to look into starting a hostel. I don't know how to do this by myself, which is why I'm asking for your help. But I'm going to look into it. If we can start our own hostel together, this is the first step towards building a wonderful community for us all to escape, you know, this BS system. Do you play Space Marine 2, by the way, off topic? I have not. Is it fun? I'm kind of looking for a new game to get into. I'm mainly looking for a game with like a really good storyline, like a gripping storyline. Those are the games that I like to get immersed in. So yeah, if it has a good storyline, let me know. I definitely might try it. Even Middle East is better. It's like 100 years ahead of North America when it comes to tech. Also, whatever you earn there is tax-free. I did not know that. I did not know much about the Middle East, but that's also good to know. Is it also much cheaper there? If it is, that might be another place to look into. Try the Yakuza games. Oh, they're so good, man. I've already tried them, but thanks for that suggestion anyways. Yeah, such deep gripping storylines, especially Yakuza 0. Yeah. Fantastic suggestion. I'm actually in the middle of playing, I'm almost done with it, but I'm in the middle of playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth right now. I'm actually at the final boss right now. It's good, but after story mode, there isn't much PvP content. Yeah, play Warframe. Yeah, isn't that free actually? Maybe I'll try Warframe next, and next time I'll stream that. Wow, a lot of you guys have really stuck on this live stream for a long time. I'm really grateful. I'm glad you guys enjoy this. I'm really glad. You know, when I first started live streaming, I ain't gonna lie, I had a fear I was gonna be like another Zero or like, you know, 1, 2, 3, like one person watching my live stream, and the one person watching it was my friend who I asked to. I had a legitimate fear it was going to be like that. So the fact that a lot of you are participating and actually sticking around really means a lot. I appreciate it. It's free but grindy. But given the fact that you play gacha game, it probably won't be an issue. Okay, cool, cool. Cities like Dubai, Abu Dhabi are advanced. Yeah. Are they tolerant of foreigners? I'm asking. I don't know. I don't know how it works there. So, yeah, I'm just asking, just curious. Like, well, what do they think of Westerners there? This is a productive way to spend my time. So, W. Yeah, we all want a way out. I see now. Yeah, me too, man. And I'm trying to figure out this together with all of you. I'm in this journey with you guys. Once again, guys, join the Discord. The link is in the description. We have a wonderful community there. We're all talking about solutions. Yeah, join the Discord. Let's get a discussion going. Let's figure out these solutions. I feel like we're already getting somewhere. We have already gotten somewhere in this live stream already. Very tolerable. Dubai is full of UK citizens. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. That is an incredible city, I will say. The architecture. We need manpower for solutions to work. So this is what we're going to have to do. I'm trying to visualize how I would start, like, this hostel idea of mine. Yeah? So what I would likely have to do, we would probably need around like 10 people or so to start it. I don't know how much capital is needed, but it would be quite a significant amount because we'd have to rent out an existing building. We'd have to renovate it. I imagine it would probably cost, I'm going to say at least like $1 million to start it up, which we're probably nowhere near that. So somehow, I don't know, we would have to like crowdfund that. We would have to build a team to get that started. But I could be off. Maybe it doesn't cost that much. But it's going to take a significant amount of capital investment to get a hostel started. But with how many people we have and how desperate we're trying to get out of the system, I think it is possible, we could, I don't know, start some crowdfunding project and raise that money at some point. Then, after we get the licenses and permit necessary, we can set all it up. Y'all can come over, volunteer, just do your chill 5 hours per week of signing in guest, making the beds. You get your free breakfast. You work 20 hours a week. The other, 148 hours of the week, you can do whatever you want. You can start your own YouTube channel, start your own online side hustle, do your investments, find a way to build some passive income so you can sustain yourself. It will be a hell of a sustainable, frugal, and fulfilling existence. Much better than working a soulless 9 to 5, I'll tell you that much. Let's build a nuclear power plant. You have to get more popular, though. I'm trying my best, guys. I will be starting to try something new with my content starting next week, by the way, guys. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really, really trying to break through here. One way, if you guys want to do me a favor, share some of my videos on on Reddit, on forums, on, Facebook groups. I thought about promoting my videos myself, but it's kind of like a little, I don't know, like dishonest, I guess, if I'm promoting my own videos. But, if you guys like my videos, do me a favor, share them on Reddit, on the Gen Z subreddit, on the anti-work subreddit, in Facebook groups. That would be a great favor to me, Won't take much time and, would go a long ways to supporting the channel, yeah? Cheers. I've been sharing your vids on Facebook. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it greatly. I have a gas mask for the Warhead Factory. Oh. Wow. Where are we at in this world where we gotta, literally build a nuclear reactor to freaking escape this BS system? If we get someone from Russia, I believe they have a decree there on free land in Siberia for citizens if they can show a plan for it. Okay, that's interesting. I also think, I read somewhere that there's this weird tiny strip of land, I think between, don't quote me on this, but it's between Egypt and a country that neighbors Egypt. somewhere in the Sahara Desert, there's like a small piece of unclaimed land between two countries that like technically belongs to no one, and technically, I think anyone can go and start their own country there. I don't know. I'll have to look into that again. But yeah, yeah. If that's the case, then maybe we start our hostel there. I guess. Ah. Okay. Did you send my email? I sent a document with a lot of philosophical ideas you could use. Yeah, I just started reading it. I gotta say, I'm impressed. Like writing like a 600-page book just by yourself on your own accord. That's impressive, my guy. It is a long book. It's gonna take me a while before I get through all of it. But yeah, I have started reading it, and I got your email. Yeah, you don't want to go there. Imagine even Egypt doesn't want it. uh, Whew. Okay, 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna sign off, guys. Yeah. If anyone has anything you want to add real quick. One more call to join the Discord, guys. We got a real great community going on there, which is kind of what inspired me to start live streaming more. I also like the fact that your content is pretty politically neutral. I'm tired of left-right nonsense that we see on social media all day. Yeah, totally. Totally. This is one thing I was sick of as well, is that like I read a great comment the other day that said the reason they call it left wing and right wing is because they're both wings of the same bird flying in the same direction. You know, such a beautiful metaphor and such an accurate description of exactly what's going on in the world today. I want to climb a building that looks like Egypt. Do you ever get older people messaging you positively? Occasionally, there's like someone, I would say around 50. I would say up to the age of 50, occasionally I've gotten someone being like, I'm a Gen Xer, I'm a boomer, and I actually agree with you. Most of my generation are assholes, and, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I understand the younger generation. That does happen. Like, when I'm attacking boomers, guys, like collectively is where we're criticizing them. That doesn't mean there are not and can't be like individual boomers who are nice people. A lot of them individually are cool. I want to climb a building that looks like Egypt. Who's your favorite waifu in Witcher? I didn't finish Witcher, unfortunately, but I don't know if I'm just basing it off of looks. I guess Yennefer. What is your thought on this? If your parents are kicking you out, why don't you join the military for a non-combative role, like IT specialist? You will at least have a shelter and income. It's not a bad idea, yeah. And just do that for a short amount of time. Not having to pay shelter and food is huge, just because rent is so goddamn expensive these days. So yeah, not a bad idea at all, especially if you can save up some money. Yeah. Monkey Autism gifted 5 members. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Wow. Incredible. Wow. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much, Monkey Autism. Not only are we, building the community, we're getting more people in this too. So yeah, so much respect. Respect to you too, DeLeon, Miss K, and also Futuristic Michael. You guys have Nikola Kolev. You guys have stuck around since the beginning of this live stream, 2 hours now. That really means a lot, Like I can't even sit through a 2-hour movie these days, so I guess I'm doing something right with this live stream. Yeah, a lot of appreciation for this. At least I know I'm not like gonna be just another freaking, zero view Twitch streamer. Or, like 3 people watching and they're all my friends and family members. That type of thing. Thanks so much, bro. Monkey Autism, big shout out. Longtime member. And yeah, gifting a lot of other people memberships as well. I'm gonna upgrade the memberships, by the way. I gotta add more stuff in there. I'm really hungry and watching. I'm about to sign off soon too. Yeah, I'd say about 5 more minutes and I'm gonna sign up. I'm gonna sign off here. Yeah, if you wanna, if you wanna sign off, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. You've been here a long time. I already appreciate it. I'm not entitled to more of your time. I'm not a boomer. I can always drink. I'm just starving myself to eat soon. Go get yourself something to eat, bro. Like, you've been on this live stream this whole time. Go get yourself something to eat. I really appreciate the whole time you've stuck around. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off soon myself, anyways. I really feel a sense of community here. Me too, which is why I'm doing it. Join our Discord. Again, I keep saying this, but we have such a great community there. We don't have the biggest community, right? It's not a. I'm not like a YouTuber with like millions of subs, but the subs we do have, the followers we do have, the community we do have, it's so tight knit. It's so like connected. It feels like a family already. I cooked up some food already. Good. Getting employment into the military may need to pass some multi-step screening processes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you have to pass. They don't just take anybody. But if you can pass it, it's not a horrible idea. Hot Pocket sound good and sugar-free drink. Hey, yo, how much does a Hot Pocket cost now these days? Like, how bad is inflation? I remember back in the day, you could get like, I don't remember the exact price, but how much does it cost now? Is it like, what, $20 for 2 of them now? Another day, another dollar. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think I'm going to sign off, guys. It's a great live stream. Thank you all for joining and participating. I feel like we really got somewhere. Big thank you to everyone who stuck around this whole time. You know who you are. Huge shout out, huge thank you for Monkey Autism for gifting memberships to 5 more people. Really means a lot. I'm really, really grateful, guys, that like even with this relatively small YouTube channel I have, we have such a strong, tight-knit community, and I'm really proud of what we built here. I'm gonna look into starting that hostel for you guys. I promise I'm gonna talk to my Italian friend tomorrow, and I'm gonna get back to you guys on that in the next live stream. And yeah, be on the lookout for a lot more videos. We're going to do something different with the videos this week. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is yet, but I'm just going to say it's going to be something a little different than what we typically do. So be on the lookout for that. All right, thank you guys a lot for tuning in. Have a good night, morning, wherever you are. I will see you all in the next live stream.